All right. So let's talk about YouTube versus Twitch for a moment, or rather, YouTube's attempts to bring people from Twitch, streamers from Twitch, to YouTube. I want to say I think it's been a complete and utter failure as far as people actually going from Twitch to stream to YouTube instead. Now, if you don't know, I mean, how would you not know? If you don't know, you're probably not interested in it. You should be interested, maybe, if you are even remotely interested in gaming and other things to do with content creation and so forth. There's been, at least until Twitch did a certain thing, there's been a whole bunch of people getting a whole bunch of money to go and do the same thing on a platform that does it worse than the other platform they were doing on it does it better. That's basically the short of it. Basically, as they call it in America, getting the bag. Which I want to say right now, if YouTube was offering me a bunch of money to go from streaming on Twitch to YouTube, I'm gonna take the money. I ain't trying to diss anybody that's took money to do that. Everybody, I recommend, if you get offered money to go from the Twitch to the YouTubes, irrespective of its state, that is like 7, 6 figures, whatever, take it. Just take it. Unless you're rich already and you don't really need it and you've got other considerations, take it. Don't worry about any judgment or nothing. It's not a sin. Take the money and go. I would as well. But my point is that if the goal of paying these people to move over to YouTube to do the thing that it does worse, in my opinion, than any of the other things it does, then it's been a complete and utter failure. There's loads of people that are making lots of bag, gaining lots of subscribers, doing lots of content on YouTube, pretty much on Twitch, sometimes for good reason, but they're kind of like making out like it's been this massive success, everybody's moving over. Everybody's not moving over. There's not a single person in my follow list of like, I think about 30 to 50 people on Twitch that I know of that has moved to YouTube. Not a single one of them. They talk about different things that have happened, but none of them have actually moved over. In fact, they're doubling down or tripling down on their Twitch, to be fair. And, you know, Twitch has done some things that has made the platform better for people that are already committed in there, to be fair. You know, shout outs are a little bit better, little touches here and there. Chat is a little bit easier to manage, it's better. The community link in the kind of shared streaming, guest stream thing and all that kind of stuff. They're doing stuff to kind of hit their swagger still and what have you, as far as making the core platform well. And people have been predicting the death of Twitch since the beginning of time, and a lot of people ain't admitted that they've been completely wrong because they've been saying it for a couple of years now and they ain't gone anywhere. Now, you know, I think that most people were on 50% splits anyway. I think that's one of the reasons why nobody has moved, because it doesn't really make a difference for them. You know, and I think with YouTube and Twitch, as far as live streaming exclusively, I don't think people really trust it. I don't even really trust it for just streaming, to be honest with you. I think that it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like, I think that it's much more sensible to, unless you've got a certain amount of numbers on YouTube and you're doing a certain amount of performance and you're doing certain kinds of things, it seems to be more sensible to just use it to promote other things like your Twitch or what have you. Because if it comes to anything like actual, collaboration or what have you, you know, you feel like the whole IRL travel community is on Twitch. It doesn't feel like there's anything like that on YouTube. YouTube doesn't have the categories that it needs. You know, it needs a retro category. That's my kind of main category. It needs like a more category depth. It needs an actual listing, you know, of what is going on in the world of live. What they have already, people say it has that already integrated. It doesn't really have it already. Come on, guys. It's fiddly. It's not really the same thing. If you go in that live thing, it's really confusing. It's really goofy. It's really weird. It feels like an afterthought. It hasn't been touched in ages. It hasn't developed in ages. YouTube spent way more time on shorts, which makes sense, than they have live. Because I think live, really, when you look at the way Twitch is right now and just trying to not hemorrhage money, I feel like you're always losing money when it comes to live platform. And then that dude that's going to do a live platform, was it Trainwrecks or whatever? Man, I think that guy's going to be so broke if he does anything like Twitch. Because live is just expensive. You just don't make money off of it. You make money off of everything else you do to supplement it. And I don't think YouTube really wants too many people streaming because it's costing money. So I don't think they really want to encourage it like that. And it certainly hasn't had the attention that short content has had in the last few years. It's been kind of a backburner. That interface, that dashboard hasn't changed at all. They hide dislike buttons to help your mental health, but yet they don't hide the view count for when you're streaming on their platform, you can't have that option. That's really going to help people's mental health, apparently. So there's a lot of, it hasn't had any love in a long time. I think that it's been a complete and utter failure. They've given people money for free, basically. All it's done is given a bit of exposure to YouTube, but nobody has moved over that I know. How many of your people that you follow on Twitch, unless they got serious bag, has moved over to YouTube to stream exclusively? At best, some people have opened up channels on YouTube maybe that they didn't have before. People are thinking about a content strategy of some kind, but they are streaming on Twitch. Even people that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers that I know of are literally streaming on Twitch with less than 100 people because they just don't believe in YouTube for streaming, or they want to separate the content. And maybe that will change as they separate that and they have the tabs now, which is great, where the content is more segmented and what have you. And maybe that will change, but right now, all those people they paid for, really, it just rolls your eyes, right? Because this just done nothing as far as convincing people that YouTube is a place to stream, because it's just, it's just not. And then they can create a normal page, even if it's a kingmaker page, that allows people to actually just see what's going on. It doesn't have to actually interact with algorithms. Just give people a basic listing thing and see where the connections are. You can kind of look in there and say, okay, I need to collaborate with this person, I need to rate this person, that person, so that I can, because that's how people grow, pretty much, through people. And it's just not an option on YouTube, really, I don't think, in the same way that you can with Twitch. It doesn't have the casual happiness that you can have with Twitch, even with all of its problems. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that it's been a success buying all these people for millions of dollars? Has it made people move over really to YouTube to stream? Or do you think that streaming on YouTube is still for specific things, if you want to teach people something, or you got some kind of specific angle that triggers the algorithm, but it's otherwise useless as far as people connections and kind of raid host, well, it's not a host anymore, but you know what I mean, raid and grow. It's not really a raid and grow option with YouTube, and it feels much more stuffy, and that interface is horrible and so forth, and it's just, Anyway, run over time on that. Let me know your thoughts.